Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. Sorry for the lateness, but we are live for highlights, reaction, and ratings show for Arsenal's victory against Wolves 2-0 on the night. Come, right? So make sure you're tuned in, hitting that like button, hitting that share button, right? As Arsenal get top at Christmas.
Premier League champions 2016, Leicester City.
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye bye.
Fisher, Cazorla, Giroud again, Joe Wilson. It's Gerrard. That's a great strike. McCracken getting closer. To the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here with our highlights, reaction, and highlights, reaction, and rating show for Arsenal's win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. First off, before we get into it, I'm sure you guys know a dear friend of mine. I'm sure everyone around the YouTube community knows Miss Molina. That's why it's not Miss Molina, who's a very, very dear friend of the channel and myself personally. Throughout my illness, been a dear friend, especially since doing it. She's one of the reasons why this channel is where it is now. And for people that don't know, she came back from her trip in London, and she was first off had a cold, which then turned to pneumonia, and she was admitted to hospital because of that. And at the moment, she's currently unconscious, with not quite sure how it's going to turn out. But I just want to use this time to send my best wishes, my thoughts, my prayers. I'm not usually a religious person, but my prayers, my thoughts to Mel and Mel's family, because I'm sure it's a very distressing time. And everyone, not just myself, but on the YouTube community, are supporting her big time. And I hope that she makes the full recovery that we all hope she makes, because, as I say, it's not just like a friend of mine on YouTube, it's just a personal friend as well. So but one thing she want us to do, I want us to keep doing, get that door, sorry. In the meantime, she'll want us to keep doing what we do, which is Arsenal Premier League content. Keep raising the money for charity, which she's been instrumental in helping us doing. So here we are, Wolves versus Arsenal, where yeah, sorry for lack of content, just not been well enough last couple of days. And so I couldn't do the watch along or the preview. But my reaction to the Arsenal game, right, very controlled, very measured performance, I have to admit. I think Arsenal did. I think Arsenal did terrifically well in what they were doing. Had some shaky moments. I definitely think like I could probably hear why Wolves are upset with the penalty decision or lack of penalty decision, because I do think the guy was onside in myself. But I do feel, despite that, we were deserving of our victory. We just, in the end, proved too much for the Wolves' defence. Eventually, we just kept knocking on the door, and eventually the door fell. And it was important 3 points, because we knew earlier in the day that sorry, my bad. That Man City had dropped points. Man City had dropped points to Brentford, surprising losing at home. So it was a point to go. It was a point to prove whether we could handle the pressure of being able to capitalise on that, on dropping those 3 points and going 5 points clear. Going 5 points clear at the top of the table. Any Arsenal fans that do want to come on, please do. You're more than welcome to. For right, put that in the chat. Right, the link's in the chat if any Arsenal fans do want to come on. I'll try and send the link to some other people as well. Who am I sending it to? Right. Try and send it to some people on Twitter as well. Did this on the sort of the late, on the last minute, so I didn't know whether it was going to be free or not. So I didn't know if I was going to be one enough to do it or not. Right, there you go, done. So, right, big ups, Sait. Right, good to hear you, mate. Afternoon, Stephen. Big up yourself in the chat. My thoughts and prayers to Miss Million and her family at this time. Exactly, and yeah, I think everyone's thinking of her right now. But at least Arsenal are doing one favour and they're at least winning and going 5 points clear at the top. I think she would absolutely love that right now, especially with especially with how Arteta's performing right now. Can't really fault him at all. Really can't fault him right now. Really can't. Yeah. So look at the table after these games have been played. Actually, so Arsenal sit top of the table, right? Right, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Right, Man City, 2 draws and 2 defeats. So as you can see, Arsenal sitting pretty at the top, and with a game in hand over Newcastle as well. So not much. We're 7 points away from them. We're to have a game in hand on them. Whereas below us, Tottenham 4th, Man United 5th with just like 2 games in hand on Spurs, only, and are exactly 6 points behind. Liverpool are 6th with 22 points. So despite how poor they've been, they're still only 6th position. Aston Villa right now are playing Brighton, who are in 7th. So, and Chelsea, look at them. Look at Chelsea with that 1-0 defeat, 8th position. Mad. It is absolutely mad. Oh, sorry, I'll show it right now. Yeah, so as you can see, like it's kind of mad how Liverpool apparently have been so poor this season, and yet they're only 6th still. It's probably because we've made it so dramatized it as such, because Liverpool are usually the ones that challenge City, so they're usually at the top. So, but even then, like Chelsea, look how bad they've had. Like their season's been, like 3rd last season, and look at them, 8th. Right? Is there swap with swap from Thomas Tuchel and to Brighton's Graham Potter really paying off? And you'd have to say at the minute, no, it ain't. It ain't proving it at all. But there you go. Who cares? We're winning. I don't care. Right? As long as we're top of the table, that doesn't matter one bit to me. Question is, do I believe Arsenal can do it? I believe we can. I think if we get the right signings in January, I believe we can. I honestly do. If we get a little bit more in squad depth, and most of us squad is not injured from the World Cup, I believe we can get top 4. The top 4. I think we can win the league. I really do. Because every time I keep saying, can we get through this test? Can we get through this test? They seem to doing it. Right? And every time Man City find up questions by dropping points themselves, we're seen to capitalise in on them. So, like, and you can tell by that last game, they look rattled by it. My big friend Sait was at the game yesterday. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm really good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm good, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for coming on. Thanks for the message, by the way, from Lee. Big up Lee as well. Judges.
Yeah, big up Lee Judges. I saw him yesterday, and big up to Robbie and Cecile as well. And obviously, before I say something, I want to start with Miss Melina. All our prayers are with you and your family. We pray that you become well as soon as possible and get out of the terrible situation you and your family are in right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know her, she's the best. Even can echo that. She's been fantastic.
Absolutely. Not just like as a YouTuber, but as a friend. But yeah. Also, forgot to mention at the start. Shout out for obviously since it's Remembrance Sunday as well. So yeah, lest we forget as well. But yes. See, Arsenal yesterday. What did you make of it? For me, I thought we were very controlled, very measured, and it was just a typical Arsenal performance. I mean, but what did you make of it, first of all, before going into certain incidents in the game?
Yeah, I think it was a professional performance. Wolves were always gonna sit down deep, so it was always gonna take time before we could break them down. And obviously, when we had the incident with Granit Xhaka and he was sick and had to go off, and Vieira came on, it was gonna take time before he found momentum because that's not really the role he usually plays. So I just have to big up the team. You know, they're doing so well, and they've really impressed me this season.
I missed the whole part with Xhaka, so explain that one to me.
Yes, so he started throwing up, and apparently I've seen a post-match reaction from Arteta. A lot of the players weren't feeling well after the pre-meal before the game.
Okay.
So they suspect that maybe something was wrong with the food or something like that. But Xhaka couldn't continue.
Yeah,
So
you see, look, Tottenham, even we got food poisoning and still won.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an excuse, isn't it?
Love it.
No, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's convincing how we get food poisoning and still win our game, yet they get food poisoning, they lose. Bottle
Exactly.
top 4.
Yeah. Those were the days. But honestly, Stephen, I look at this Arsenal team, and I have so much belief in this team. Like, if we get lucky with injuries and we sign a couple of players in January,
They
they
make you believe in them every time that you watch them.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I wasn't too sure on Odegaard at the start of the season, but he's definitely convinced me now that he's playing out of his skin.
I'm glad I don't have to come here and defend him anymore.
You don't really have to defend anyone. I mean, like
Gabriel,
I mean, no, but even like Gabriel, I mean, like even Gabriel, for example, there were a couple of mistakes that Saliba was making in that game. That, I mean, the one mistake that was like actually wasn't created anything thanks to an offside was when Wolves claimed for a penalty, and now. What did you make of that? Because for me, it looked onside to me.
I was on that side. I was on that side. The person who was offside was actually the one who put in the cross, and he was quite clear offside. They didn't show that on the replays, but I was on that end, and there was the linesman who flagged for it, and the reason why the player didn't complain because it was quite clear and offside.
Yeah, maybe because like otherwise, I think it would have definitely been a pen.
Yeah, it would have been a pen. It was a clear pen. Like, there's no doubt. If that's not an offside, it's a pen.
So for me, like Saliba, for me, if like Gabriel, I think in this game outshone him.
But that's the thing with partnership, isn't it? Like, if one of them is having a, not the best of the game, the other one is supposed to cover and help them. And
this is the thing.
Doing that more now.
Most of the time, it's been feeling like Gabriel's been bailed out a lot of the time from his mistakes thanks to Saliba, and it's actually nice to see once that Saliba actually step up for when Saliba's not on his game.
Yeah. And so, we have to remember, I keep telling people, Saliba is just 21. Him and Gabriel have never played before, so there's a lot of things we have to take into consideration when we judge them.
Exactly. So that's why I can't really blame. Like, I mean, like, yeah, for me, Saliba would like though you can't really fault him in a sense because he's been that good. But still, it's like the thing with Jesus, and I saw it again yesterday. It's not like he's not trying. We've seen some strikers where they've just not been trying to get in positions to score goals. With Jesus, it's more like he's trying his best to score goals. You saw him a couple of opportunities. One that was offside, one like it was blazed over the bar. But you can't see. You can see he's getting in positions to score goals. It's just that it's not happy. It's just not getting the luck, and it just needs that one goal to start to get
a wonderful goal that was offside, and then he hit the bar as well. It was
exactly. So you need
but
it just
if
needs the
his
luck to
pass
fall
is
to him.
the reason why we scored the first goal, if he doesn't make that pass to the area, we don't score. And this is what I tell people that what
and then
Jesus
it's
is so
his
good at.
intelligence to make that run as well. So
Yeah. And that's why I like Jesus, because even if he doesn't score, he contributes to the whole attack.
is that?
And
I mean,
he
if
never
you
stops
saw,
working.
for instance, like Man City, if you compared it to Man City, for example, I mean, look at them like during that game. If Haaland wasn't scoring, they were stuck.
Exactly.
Like
They get
everything had
stuck.
to come through Haaland, and like Haaland, even then, when Haaland realised he had to help, like create, it was hard.
Yeah.
There wasn't much there. Like,
No.
I'm not done saying Haaland's. I'm definitely not saying Haaland's shit. Like, I just feel
Even
like
as a Ray Haaland guy.
no. I definitely rate him. Trust me. It's just
I
I
know.
feel that
But I
everything had
know
to
what
come
you
through
mean.
him. Like everything, whereas before you didn't really see that from City. You usually saw multiple goals anywhere, but now it seems to be unless he's not if he's not scoring, they're fucked. Like, which bodes well because that's what Brentford managed to expose, right? So then every team's now going to look at it and go, just mark Haaland at the game. Just mark Haaland at the game, right? Right? Because if you manage to do that and beat their press, they're screwed. And that's probably why they've dropped certain points.
Yeah, they haven't found the balance yet to when to look for Haaland and when to just be Man City. And
Exactly.
they're gonna have to figure that out. And also, I've said this many times, City's defense is not as
It's
good as it
suspect.
used to be. It's very suspect. Before they had Kyle Walker, who was so fast and powerful. So if anyone made a mistake, he could recover it with his physicality. But they don't have that anymore, and you can tell they almost concede almost in every game. So many teams have scored against them, and I think that's where we are ahead of them, where we have a much more organized and stable defense now.
But it's not focused on one person. It's focused as a
No,
team.
yeah, it's a team. Like
And this is the
the whole
thing. This
team
is the
defends.
thing. Is I mean, if you remember, 2020. If you remember, if you think of people like if you speak to players back from our first double winning area of 70, 71, we weren't like even then. We weren't a sellout. How do I put this? We weren't like having a team full of stars. We were just like a team that just played well as a team. And it's kind of the same notion here. We just play well as a team. And you could see it. Man City have like struggled to find that in games. You've seen like Man United have struggled with that. Liverpool struggled with it. Right? Chelsea and Tottenham. And because they've struggled to play well as a team, that's why they're behind us at the minute. Simple as that, really. Big up, Jordan. Yeah, mate. I I understand, mate. I'm obviously not happy with everything. I understand you, mate. But like, we just have to pray for the best. That's all we have to do, and keep doing what you want us to do, which is keep making content. And
Yeah.
so yeah, we're gonna go to player ratings now, and go for the presentation mode as well. Ramsdale, I think for me, he got a. I think he gets an 8 because I think a couple of times he not just he all helped straighten our defense out when he was making mistakes. Like
Yeah.
when Zinchenko made an mistake, you saw him just shouting like, "What
Yeah.
you
I
doing?"
saw it on the pitch because I was so close to them, and it was. I like Ramsdale's attitude. He's such a, a clean sheet means everything to him. So he's not having it.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, he gets a 8 for me.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna have to look up who else was on the pitch actually. Hang on a minute, I'll just go to the lineup. So Ben White on the right.
He was solid. Don't
I'd say
remember him
7
making. Yeah.
for me.
7 is
7, good
yeah.
performance for
Yeah.
me.
Good performance. Stable in defense. Not very attacking, but it was good. Yeah.
William Saliba. Me, I'll have to give a 6.
Yeah, I agree. I gave him a 6.
I give him a
Unfortunately.
6 because of his
Yeah.
ratings. His rating usually is so much higher, but for that game, he was a bit on the
We
downside
have to
for
be
me.
fair. That's it. We have to be
Gabriel,
fair.
for me,
Yeah.
Gabriel gets an 8.
I have to give him a 9. And the reason why is
9.
that they were, yeah, because I saw 2 incidents where
He did
if
pick
he
up a
doesn't put
booking.
in that, tackle, they
Yeah.
score.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and I know if it was the other way around, if it was Saliba, I'd give him a 9. So,
Yeah. Zinchenko.
Zinchenko yesterday was the weak link in the team. I have to give him a 6 as well. I don't think I can give him higher because
So
he was a bit slow on the ball. Took too many
what rating is that?
touches.
Sorry.
Lost it. Was 6 is like, yeah, I
6.
think I have to give.
Yeah, I would have said 5 to be fair, because he was a little bit slow for me. What do you think? Hello? Is he there? Oh, it disappeared. Well, I would have said more of a 5 than 6, but I'll go with 6. Miss Molineux is my best friend. She's my best friend too, Jordan, and I'm really upset by it as well. But we actually kept Jordan. We just have to keep praying she's gonna be fine. That's all we're gonna have to do. Right? She's gonna have to keep praying and hoping that she's gonna be fine. All right, and that's all we can do in a minute. All right, yeah. So yeah, gonna go to. Who am I going to next? I'm going to Granit Xhaka. I'm not going to rate because I'm not going to rate Granit Xhaka. So for me, I'm going to rate Vieira because obviously he took his place. Vieira for me did really well. I think he deserved an 8 for me. Was influential in the first goal with the assist and was very good in a role that doesn't usually benefit him. I think he was an 8. So for me, it deserves an 8 for me. I'm going to go to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey just dominated. He just did his usual job, dominating the midfield, commanding that area, which gave us overall command in the game. For me, that's an 8. Very good performance yet again. Odegaard for me gets a 10. My captain's performance, he gets a 10. Absolute captain's performance, scored 2 very good goals. So yeah, for me, he gets a 10. No doubt in that. We're going to go to Bukayo Saka, substituted in about 60th or the 70th minute, something like that. Very good. For me, it was a 7. I would say 7 for me. But yeah, 7 for me. But let us know what you think in the comments below. What do you think? Give me your ratings as well. Right, make sure you give your ratings as well. Right. Right. Let me have a look. What else are we going with? Martinelli. 7. It was a good performance. Good. I wouldn't say any higher for me. It was just his usual good performance. And Jesus gets an 8. Like, he was influential in the first goal. Right, was still trying to score goals. Got very unlucky in 2 of the goals. One of the goals being offside, and one hitting the bar. So yeah, like, his goal will come. It is coming. It's not like he's dropped off and he's just deciding not to try anymore. He is trying. So yeah, so can't blame him on that. But too much on that. Cedric Suarez. I'm gonna find out when these players came on actually. Cedric Suarez, I'm not gonna rate. Came on at the last minute. Same with El Neni, to be fair. So Reece Nelson, all three substitutes came on at the very end. Now, whether that's a good idea, I don't know. Luckily, we're not playing any other game until the right? But the players he did take off are playing in the World Cup. So yeah, I'm a bit worried that they did that. So, but there you go. Yeah, but in the end, we still won the game. So there you go. Mikel Arteta. I think today, for me, Mikel Arteta gets a 9. Yeah, he gets a 9 for me. 9 for me. I can't rate him any higher than that because I think the substitution should have come a bit earlier. But again, lineup was spot on. Right, the result was spot on. Right, and yeah, I can't. Do you know what? After the start of the season we've had, I can't fault him. I really can't. But there you go. I don't know where Sait's got to. But yeah. Hopefully be back in a minute. In fact, let me just message him. I wonder where he is. Right, let me have a look as well. But yeah, look, Arsenal been brilliant this first half of the season. Going into the second half of the season, what do I expect? I expect more of the same from Arsenal. Depends how we come back from the World Cup. I do feel if we do well, if we keep most of our players intact, then we stand a good chance of possibly going all the way. I do feel we probably need a couple of signings in January to help that. But if we are able to capitalise on what's been a good start half to the season by getting a couple more signings in, especially like with the added fact if being top at Christmas, 5 points clear, you could use that to as a negotiating tool as well to say, look, join Arsenal and be influential in our second half of the season to claim the title. Right? It could easily be an easy marketing tool. Especially also another marketing tool is that we're guaranteed to be top four. Guaranteed. So you're guaranteed Champions League football next season. That's right. I'll be absolutely gobsmacked if we didn't get top. If we didn't get Champions League football, right? Let alone like someone mentioned earlier, no one has been scored this many points so far into a season and not won the title. Plus, also anyone that's been top at Christmas usually has gone on to win the league. Very rarely. But then the 3 times it hasn't happened was Man City. So there you go. You never know. But I severely hope Arsenal do what they need to do to be able to secure first position. Slowly but surely, they're convinced. Even to the board and such as that in their investment. All right, I was a little left out in about their investment last January, which did cost us top 4 in the end. But like their investment this summer, you could clearly see, has been absolutely can't fault. So there we go. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah. Right, in terms of that, there's not much I can say, but apart from bring on the World Cup, man. Right. Apart from the World Cup. Apart from bring on the World Cup. There's gonna be loads of content. Hopefully there'll be a fair bit of content coming out on that. Like I said, sorry for the last couple of days, just not been feeling great. But we'll try and do as much content as I can over that. There will be some content this week on both sides of it. I think there might be a weekend review show. And then there will be Arsenal gossip column. That's pretty much going to stop until football, about the week before football starts, because obviously you focus on the World Cup. So, but yeah, big up to everyone that has tuned in already. Big up to everyone that's, big up to everyone that subscribed. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Right, please do hit that like and subscribe. It means the world to us. If you can join the membership from as little £1.99 per month, please do so. Right, every little penny counts towards supporting Children's Disabilities Foundation. Every little penny counts. Every little penny helps. Trust me, it makes you such a difference. So if you could do so, it would mean the world to us if you can hit that like and subscribe button and that join button. But in the end, we're going to leave it there. Thoughts obviously go out to Miss Molineux and her family. Obviously, and I hope she gets better as soon as possible. That goes without saying. In terms of the F1 channel, the F1 watch along will be live at 5:40. So should be live for that at 5:40. So make sure you tune in. But until then, stay safe, guys. Stay well, and we will see you guys soon. Until then, take care.